Before we begin, allow me to just set some basic ground rules. Please mute yourselves and disable your videos to ensure that everyone has access to the optimal visual and audio quality. Please also type your questions if you have them in the chat box in the bottom right corner. My colleague, Ms. Phyllis, the National Coordinator for Kenya, will be gathering them and posing them at the end of the session. So before we begin, allow me to introduce to everyone, Ms. Maria Mali, who is delivering the webinar today. Thank you for being here with us, Ms. Maria. So Maria Mali is the Territory Channel Manager for Microsoft for Kenya, and she looks after small and medium businesses. She is in charge of developing the distributor and partner channel in Kenya and providing Microsoft solutions and partner services to small and mid-sized companies in the country. Aside from her professional work, Maria is interested in mentorship, travel, theater, and most recently, interior design and decoration. So thank you so much, Maria, for joining us today. We are so happy to have you. It's a great pleasure to be partnering with Microsoft. I'll be handing you the presentation from here on. Thank you once again.
Thank you. I'm just testing if you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. Before I start, I'd like to make this a little bit more interactive and make sure that it's relevant for all the people that are attending the call. I'd want one person to unmute themselves and tell me what they're expecting out of this session. And please remember to introduce yourself and your company or your business. And then just tell me what you'd expect from a session like this. Come on, I know it's afternoon. It's difficult to be active and attentive in the afternoon, but I would appreciate if I got some input from the attendees. I see we have quite a bit of attendees and participants, 75. I'd love to hear from one of you. Hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello, Miriam.
My name is Amede. I'm speaking from Nigeria.
Hi, my name is Sarah from Abuja.
Okay, let's start off with Amede, and then we can go to the next person. Amede, please go ahead.
Okay, my name is Amede again. Good afternoon, and thanks for this opportunity. I'm involved in agribusiness as well as helping small-scale enterprises raise funding for their viable and pre-vetted projects. I'm also interested to know more about the Microsoft partnership and how women in particular can leverage on that to improve their livelihoods and earnings. Thank you.
Okay. Someone else was speaking. Please introduce yourself and let me know about your expectations.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Ajose.
My name is Tolu Lokwe Ajose. I am from Nigeria, and my is natural and sassy. And what we do is process spices and tiger nuts into milk. So our target audience is the urban-based woman who wants to live healthy for herself and her family. So most of our products are natural alternatives to processed foods. I sell a lot online, and I'm here because I want to see what I can do with the skill, with more IT skills from Microsoft, to how we can leverage on that to push our products.
Okay, let me kick off and let me introduce myself and the content of my presentation. So as Edison mentioned, my name is Maria Mali. I'm the Territory Channel Manager for Microsoft, covering the small and medium business segment. So what a Territory Channel Manager does is that we work with our distributors and partners to make sure that they are providing our solutions. We have a couple of solutions and their own services to our small and medium customers in the region. Now, moving on to my presentation is more geared towards a company that is interested in expanding their business to be able to offer IT services. However, I'm cognizant of the fact that we do have an audience that's bigger than just those that are interested in providing IT services. So please listen in. The content may not be 100% relevant for you if you're not a business in IT, but however, feel free to ask questions about our solutions. I will try and also just keep ticking the presentation to make sure that it actually fits for the varied audience that we have in place. So I'll start by speaking about the offering we have for companies that wish to enroll as a Microsoft partner for the purpose of selling our licenses and also providing services for small and medium companies. Then I'll talk about some of the solutions that we sell, and then I'll talk about how do you actually sell if you're a Microsoft partner. So that will be mostly the content of my presentation, and then we'll do a Q&A just for those that have questions about Microsoft in general, about becoming a partner, about maybe for some in the call. I do realize that you may be in a position where you'd be interested in how do I identify a partner and solutions that you'd like to acquire for yourself to help you in your business. Okay, so I'll start off. And the first thing I'll start off with our mission, because it ties into everything that we do. The global mission for Microsoft, wherever you are, Nigeria, Kenya, Pakistan, Uzbekistan, Geneva, our global mission is to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. And that is the driving force behind all the solutions that we create as Microsoft, is that in every business that you do, how can our solution help you? How can our solution help you to market your spices better? How can our solutions help you to, scale your business better? How can our solutions help you to decrease the cost of operation for your business? I mean, in the times of, when I think of a situation like COVID-19, which has impacted the whole world in 2020, we can't travel, we cannot for most of us, we cannot get out of our houses. Then how can we empower you to just communicate? I think for many businesses, one of the key things that we've had to reimagine and think about is how do we communicate with potential customers, with existing customers, with our own employees, with our colleagues. And so those are some of the things that we are driven by. How do we empower you to do everything that you want to do as an organization, as an individual, and that's our driving force. So if I look at our region, we are in an emerging market and globally. How do we empower every organization and every person on the continent to achieve more? We do this through an ecosystem of companies that work with us to provide our solutions and their own services to our customers. So unlike many other companies, we do not sell our solutions directly to customers. However, we work with an ecosystem of companies. And you'll find that a lot of the companies that we work with are SMEs. So we work a lot with SMEs that are interested in identifying a commercial opportunity for them to be able to resell a license, and on top of that, be able to offer their own services in order to make some money and also to transform the customers that they work with. So we do this through an ecosystem of partners, and majority of the partners that we work with, if I look at a country like Kenya, 80 to 90% of the companies that we work with to supply our licenses and our solutions will be SMEs. And an SME for us could be anyone that is, it can even be an individual. It can be Maria that has started her own company and she identifies SMEs that she can work with to get the Microsoft licenses and also offer them other IT managed services. So that's how we do it, and that's how Microsoft operates globally. We work with many companies that offer IT services, and they provide and advise customers to take on our solutions. Now, some of you may be wondering, so how, if I'm interested in providing Microsoft solutions, where do I start? So we have a program which we call the Microsoft Partner Network Program, MPN. And what it requires is that the first step is that as a company or as a sole proprietorship, you need to register yourself on the Microsoft Partner Network website to become a Microsoft Partner Network member. So the opportunity to sign up and become a Microsoft Partner member is to enable you to resell. It just gives you an authorization to resell our licenses. And it's a very simple process. You sign up as you would to sign up on Twitter or Facebook to create an account. You put in your company details. And with that, you're authorized to be able to work with any of our distributors to resell our licenses to customers. So how it works for us is that we have different levels of membership as a Microsoft partner. So you could be starting your business and thinking, okay, I would want to offer Microsoft licenses to customers. So I want to get in and, I just want to build my business slowly and figure out what would be the appropriate solutions to sell to my customers. And for that, we have what you call a network membership. That means that there's no investment expected of you. You sign up as you would, like I mentioned before, on a like you would on a Facebook or Twitter account or any other social or website platform that requires you to sign up as a member. And what it does, it enables you to connect with a community of other partners. So you get in, we give you the details around what is a Microsoft partner, what does a Microsoft Partner Network membership entail. You will get access to details about our different solutions. We do webinars globally to just talk to you about, look, how do you set up a business for Microsoft? What are the products that you can sell? We talk about how do you set up your team, because when you're selling IT, you have to have a sales team, you have to have a technical team. So sometimes we take you through how do you set that up. And also on top of that, when you log into the Microsoft Partner Network website, then you'd also be able to see testimonials from other successful partners who talk about, this is what we're doing in our region, this is how we've set up our organization, and this is how we are acquiring new customers, positioning our own services, and adding on Microsoft solutions to be able to grow our business. So that is a basic membership level. There's no commitment required. It's ideal for a partner that is just starting out and trying to figure out, is this a business for me? Should I be positioning my company to be a Microsoft partner and to offer Microsoft solutions? And how do I want to build my team? Do I want to focus on sales or the technical aspects? Do I want to be a development house where I could be developing custom solutions for customers? Or do I just want to be a reseller and make a margin out of the licenses and add on my services? The second level is that we have an action pack subscription. So an action pack subscription has a little bit more of a commitment required from a company that's subscribing. An action pack is ideal for partners that are sort of like a technical or development house. So if you think about companies that, for example, develop applications, mobile apps, or systems for companies to use for their business, then an organization like that is likely to have a lot of IT developers. So think about technical resources who are developing solutions for customers or building mobile apps, because in the age that we live in now, a lot of our businesses are developing apps for mobile, because we know that a lot of consumers are using mobile applications to carry out a lot of their business. So if you're a company that has developers, and we could have in the audience some companies that are very IT savvy and they have developer resources within the company, then the action pack would be ideal, because then you're coming in as a Microsoft partner, but you want to build the skills of the team that you have in terms of understanding, how do I develop on Microsoft? What are some of the tools? You'll be able to get support with some of the coding, training. You'll get access to software to do development and testing for some of the applications that you want to build for your customers. So the action pack would be the second level, and this would require a sort of subscription paid by the company for about $475 a year to give you access to those developer tools, some of the software that you'll need to build the applications that you're building, and to get access to the development and test environment. So this is not an ideal for everyone. It would be specific for companies that are more into tech development and are heavily focused on, the tech development aspect. Then as you grow in your journey in Microsoft as a Microsoft partner, the third level would be to have a competency or a competency partner. So remember, we had the partner that has joined as a network member. They're coming in and they're thinking about, how do I build my business? What do I want to offer to customers? Is there really an opportunity in my region or the geography that I cover to actually offer Microsoft solutions? Now, at the point that this partner has started to specialize, we do have competencies around the different solutions that we have. So for example, a partner can say, I've been in business for a year or a year and a half, and we've managed to offer one of our solutions, for example, is Office 365. And because I have a technical team that has the capability to be able to deploy Microsoft solutions, and I want to be able to acquire more customers, I want to differentiate myself from the network members. So I want to elevate myself to a position where I can be seen as an expert on this specific solution. So a partner at that level would move to a space where they're looking for a competency. So for us, we have different competencies, and for each competency, we have either silver or gold. So the benefit of moving from just being a network member to a competency partner would be that if you're bidding for sometimes opportunities where you want to provide licenses, a customer could say, look, I don't want to work with just any partner. I want to be sure that this partner has taken the time and invested in both their sales and technical resources to be able to offer expert services to me, or they have a capability or they've built the expertise. So that's the reason why we encourage partners to move towards the competency, because it helps you to differentiate yourself from just a network member by showing that you're just not new in the program, but you have spent the time and you have the expertise. You probably worked with a few customers. You have your own services. You build a team. So you put in the investment to guarantee to the customer that them trusting you with their IT needs is the right decision. So those are the three basic levels of the partnership. Is the network membership for a new partner who's starting out with on the Microsoft journey. It could be a company that has been selling other software for other different vendors like Oracle, SAP, or even their own solutions that they have developed in-house. Or it could be a completely new business. It could be a startup that says, we want to focus on the Microsoft solutions, and they decide that we're going to start off by investing in becoming a Microsoft partner. So we do not have any specifications on the size of the company that needs to become a Microsoft partner. We have one-man shows. We have two-person companies. We have large businesses that come in and say, we want to focus on Microsoft. So we do not have any minimum requirements per se. It just needs to be a company rather than an individual. So I'd like to stop there first and check with Phyllis. Is there any question on the chat regarding the Microsoft Partner Network membership levels before I move?
No, there's no question on the chat yet, but maybe okay. I need to just encourage the listeners to type in. If you have any question, just feel free to type it in. I'm recording and we'll pick them up. So Maria, there's no question for now.
All right, cool. So I've given a summary of the three and who I believe would fit in, or who from our existing ecosystem of partners who would fit in into the different categories that we have. So the next three slides just gives a more detailed description of what I was speaking about before. I put them in because we will share with you the presentation after the call for you to be able, you can click in on some of the links. We've put in hyperlinks in the presentation for you to be able to click and go to some of these sites. I'll go back here and you'll notice for the network membership, you would have a link here that will direct you to the Microsoft Partner Network. For the network membership, there will be a link here that will send you to the action pack. for any of you, for example, who may have a developer type house or know a business that's interested in moving into this kind of an area. And also for the competencies, if you want to see what are the type of competencies we have, there's a link as well on the same slide. So I'll skip the next 3 slides. So there's the network membership, there's the action pack subscription, which we spoke about, and then as well as the competencies. And for each of them, you'll notice that there will be a link to our website that will show you the details and also the benefits for that. Okay. So that's basically, I mean, how you sign up to become a Microsoft partner. And all that does is gives you the authorization to become a Microsoft partner. So some of you might be wondering, okay, so if I become a Microsoft partner, what exactly would I be selling? So I'll give you, I've tried to just list for you a couple of solutions that are commonly asked for or required by companies, independent of the size. Because as Microsoft, what we've done, we develop solutions that can be used by a company that has 1 person or a company that has millions of people. I mean, if you think about multinationals like the likes of GE, Microsoft itself, I mean, companies that have thousands of users that are spread across the globe, we still have solutions for those customers, and we have solutions that are useful even for our 1 user company. So some of the solutions that a company will need. So if you think about a company and even a typical SME operating in sub-Saharan Africa, one of the things that is required in this day and age is that people want an email. People want an email that they can use to communicate. I think one of the things that you think about as you set up a company or a company is new or in existence is, how do I communicate with my different stakeholders? And your stakeholders will be your employees, your stakeholders will be your shareholders, your stakeholders will be potential customers, suppliers, you know, it could be people that are doing marketing for you, it could be your finance team, and you need to be able to have an email solution that offers that. And in this day and age where, you know, trust is a big issue, and a lot of people sometimes, and it may be an experience that some of you who are traders have gone through, sometimes there's a big difference when you send an email, mariamali@gmail.com or mariamali@itcshetrades.com. There will be a lot more, you know, credibility if I'm sending the email from, you know, a corporate email. So one of the things that Microsoft will offer is that you can get an email address from, or an email solution from Microsoft, whether it's a 1 user, whether it's, you know, 10, 1,000 users, we offer email solutions. So for me, I would say the basic solution that customers require in any company would be an email solution. And one of the basic solutions that Microsoft offers is an email solution, which we call Microsoft Exchange Online. So for those who feel that I would fit in, I see myself more as a Microsoft customer, then Microsoft offers emails for you. So someone mentioned earlier that, look, I'm a trader, and sometimes you want to have, you know, to show people, and some of you are transacting with people across borders. So you want to show people that, look, I am an organization. You can trust me. I have put in the investment to ensure that I communicate with you in a formal way. So you can get access to, via a partner, to a Microsoft email, which enables you to put your corporate ID. Now, for those that see themselves as a partner, one of the things that if you're looking at as an IT company, getting into a space where you can offer a company a solution, one of the things you can do is that you approach companies and you ask them, do you have a formal corporate email, or are you sending emails from Yahoo or Gmail, which are usually compromised because of spam, phishing, and all those other insecurities that or that may impact email accounts. So one of the things you can do is offer to be able to resell as a partner to those companies an email solution. So for other solutions that we have is that everyone who uses a personal computer, you have something, an operating system. Majority of people will have a Windows operating system. That is also one of the things that Microsoft provides to its customers. So as a customer, they want to look, I'm buying a PC, I want an operating system. We do have what we call Windows 10, which is our last Windows operating system that we'll ever produce, because all we do, we just, every half year, we do an update to the Windows 10. So if you're a customer, then you can access Windows 10 as an operating system on your PC, which you can use and to ensure that you're always secure and that you're not susceptible to hacking and all that kind of stuff. Then for those that are seeing themselves as a Microsoft partner who want to resell, Windows 10 is also another opportunity for you to resell a license and also be able to offer your own services such as, okay, Mr. Customer, you have bought a Windows license. I will come in and install for you. That's an opportunity for you to make money in terms of you're offering your services as a partner to consult and offer the installation fee and also installation and also support. And maybe you can also offer a service of managing their IT. So that becomes a revenue opportunity for you as a company. We do have productivity and collaboration suites. I think all of us know that from March, most of us have had to work from home. So you want to be able to write documents, send documents, collaborate with people. For some, you need to edit documents together because multiple people are working on different documents. You're not sitting in the same office anymore. So you need to be able to have access to productivity suites that enable you to work together and enable you to communicate with other people once you're done working on the documentation. So we do have suites such as Office 365, Microsoft 365 that enable you to be productive and also to collaborate internally, externally, and also share the documents that you're working on. For those that are more into the building of applications, the techies, then we have a cloud platform for building, testing, and deploying. So if you're a trader, you could say, look, I want to build a mobile app or I want to build a dashboard, an online dashboard. So for me, sitting in Kenya, I could want to know for someone who is selling XYZ goods in Nigeria, I may want to see a catalog of those. So we do have a cloud platform that you can build an application where you put in, all the items that you sell, and you can put in even the details of, we're dealing with different currencies. You put in an add-in that, manages the currency. I want to buy in Kenya shillings. You're selling in Naira. Someone else wants to buy in dollars. Someone wants to buy in rupees, etc. So we do have a cloud platform where you can build, test, and deploy your applications. So if you're a customer, you can work with our partners to offer you or build for you some of applications on our cloud platform, or you can even get on our marketplace companies or partners that have already built some bespoke solutions, and you just customize or white label for it to fit for you. For those that would see themselves as partners, then you would have technical resources within your company that would be building for customers some of the applications using our cloud platform. Now, moving forward, we do have also a customer relationship management system. For those of you that see yourselves as customers on this call, you may have a heavily sales-driven organization where you're trying to generate demand. Maybe you're trying to sell your products to different customers in different countries, in different locations, and you want to be able, maybe you're doing marketing and you want to track, how do I manage my leads? Okay, we reached out to 100 people. How do we manage the database of the 100 that we've reached out to, and how do we move those from a lead to conversion? How are we ensuring that we're consistently communicating with them to ensure that for the 100 that we've targeted, we are sharing with them information about our products, the price, and everything, and giving them an opportunity to also communicate back with us. We have a customer relationship management, in short, a CRM system, which is called Dynamics 365 CRM. So for those that are looking for systems like that, then we can put you in touch with a partner who can then, take you through what the CRM does, how to set it up, and they can also come and set it up for you. For those that would be interested in an opportunity to resell, then our Dynamics 365 CRM would be an opportunity for you to resell and also to deploy, install this for some of the customers in your region as an opportunity for you to make money. On top of that, we have the enterprise resource planning system. This manages your sales inventory, accounting platform, etc., and automates it. So we do have partners as well who offer the ERP solution. Or if you're a partner, you can also skill yourself up and get the technical capability to be able to sell and deploy our ERP system. On top of that, as we're thinking about all these solutions, Microsoft is heavily invested in security. And some of you may be wondering why security? Security because as technology advances, so do opportunities of vulnerability for our customers also grow. So we know about hacking. There's a lot of videos. There's a lot of information out there about hacking, etc. And what people don't realize is that just from your PC, from your email, from poor passwords, etc., then you make yourself vulnerable. You could be running your business on your PC where you get in and you put in on your browser details of your internet banking, not knowing that probably there's a hacker or there's a software that has been input into your computer through a phishing email and you're not aware, and they're just copying the keystrokes, and people get in and they steal money from your bank accounts on top of many things, send phishing emails to your list of customers or your contacts and that kind of stuff, which compromises your business. So we also have security solutions which put in additional layers of security to ensure that even as you're collaborating, as you're sharing things like payroll, as you're accessing your internet banking, as you're sharing credit card information or banking details, then all that are secure from hacking and also softwares that compromise your security. So one of the things that we offer as Microsoft is you have Microsoft security solutions in the form of, we have a solution called Enterprise Mobility Suite. So even as a user, as a one-person user, you're able to get a license for an Enterprise Mobility Suite license. Depending on the level of security you feel that you require, you can get that as a customer. And also as a company that is interested in offering IT services to customers, this is also one of the solutions that you can resell to companies or individuals that are interested in acquiring Microsoft solutions. So this gives you just an overview of some of the common solutions that and services that you can offer to customers. If you're looking at this as a partner interested in reselling our licenses, and also as a customer, you may not be aware that, look, you may have all these solutions available to you, even if you're running your company as an individual. So as an individual, you will buy a PC to do your communications. You will need an operating system. You will need an email solution. You may need a productivity suite because, look, you want to do a PowerPoint presentation, you want to work on Excel, and you want to be able to collaborate and send this communication or information securely to other people as you build your business. So this is just a summary of what you can sell. So I'd like to move on to how then do you sell if you're looking at this, and this would be more specific for those that are looking at an opportunity to resell our licenses, then how do you sell would be my next topic. But before I move to that, I would want to take any questions on the last part of what can you sell. And this would also work for anyone who has questions around any of these solutions and how they work.
Hi, Maria. Thank you so much. This is Phyllis. Yes, we have quite a lot of questions.
Wow,
so,
good. Okay.
And some really great interest here. So let me just go one by one. If is asking, what are the benefits of becoming a network partner? But maybe I should cluster that with another question so that maybe you can cover them both. What are the requirements for partnership? So what are the benefits and what are the requirements for partnership? And Blessing is the one asking that second question.
Okay, so let's go back to the first slide. So to become a network member, there's no requirement. All you need to do is to have a registered company. So you will be signing up to become a partner, and there's no requirement. There's no money you will pay. You will just need to sign up so that you get a unique ID that enables you to go to our distributor and be able to buy licenses to resell to a customer. So if you ask me what the benefit is, the overall benefit is that there's no way you could sell a Microsoft license today without being registered. So it's the entryway into the world of Microsoft as a partner. So it gives you the right to resell a Microsoft license. So how we work is that there's usually a distributor who holds the licenses on behalf of Microsoft, then you as the Microsoft partner. So when you go to the distributor and say, hello, Mr. Distributor, I am working with this customer and I have this requirement for 4 licenses of let's say Office 365. The first thing that the distributor will ask you is, 1, do you have a Microsoft Partner Network membership unique ID for your company? So the short answer for that is, for the network member, the benefit is that is the only way you would be able to do business with Microsoft as a Microsoft partner.
Okay. All right. So then we have, maybe I'll take 2 more questions, and then we can continue. Then I'll ask the rest at the end because they're quite a number.
Okay. All right.
So Gadoni Njoroge is asking, I joined the MPN and got
Okay.
confirmation
Okay.
email where that we need to attach ourselves to a distributor. Is there somewhere where all this is listed? She's learning a lot, but she needs specific direction.
Perfect. It's great that she's asked that question, because at the somewhere on the presentation, I put a list of our distributors.
Okay.
And then what I'll do is I'll share my email, and then you will share it with the attendees for those that have specific issues. Then I can support them. But it's part of the presentation.
Okay, great. So then maybe the last one is Juliana is asking Maria, how can we contact your Microsoft partners here in Nigeria that develop softwares? Okay.
So I currently don't cover Nigeria, but I have a counterpart. His name is Tosin. So what I'll do as part of the, Phyllis, maybe you introduce me specifically to her, then I'll introduce her to Tosin, and then Tosin will first of all find out what her requirements are, and then we'll introduce her to some of our developer partners in Nigeria.
Okay, all right. So maybe then we can move on into the next section, and then with a break, ask a few questions. We just keep breaking like that.
Okay, that's okay. Okay, so how do you sell? So we've registered for the Microsoft Partner Network ID. We're now a company that can offer solutions. We've talked through a bit of some of the solutions that we can offer to our customers. So now the next logical question would be, how do I sell as a company? Where do I go? So what we have worked on as Microsoft is that we have a Microsoft program, which we call CSP. That is the Cloud Solution Provider Program. Because how we see our partners is that our partners are cloud solution providers. Now, cloud is, cloud is the way that we now offer our services and our solutions to customers. And all cloud is that we offer our software, we build our software, we put it in data centers across the world. And all we do, just like you would with electricity, is that customers now just pay to access the software when they need to. And when they don't need to access the software, then they just turn off their subscription. And that is pretty much what a cloud subscription is. So how Microsoft and a lot of other technology vendors offer their solutions is through what you call a subscription model. So how we offer our subscription licenses to our customers is through what we call a Cloud Solution Provider Program. So if you're a Microsoft partner, you will become a cloud solution provider, meaning that you provide cloud-based solutions to customers. And this is not unique to Microsoft. It's actually cloud-based solutions are, I think it's every other vendor globally is offering their solutions as a subscription, because now customers don't want to buy software and then they get to end of life and there's nothing you can do with software. You can't resell it. You literally just throw it away and then have to buy afresh. So what we do now, there's no longer a requirement to buy the licenses. All we do is that we build the software, you subscribe to it and use it as and when you require. Today, if there's anyone in the audience that develops applications, for example, you can become a cloud provider. If you build your solution and you put it on a server in your office, you can use internet connectivity to allow people to access that solution, for example, similar to what we do with M-Pesa. That's our mobile money transfer service in Kenya. Someone has built a solution and you access it when you need it. It's similar to WhatsApp. WhatsApp is not built in Kenya, for example. It's not built in Nigeria. This is a global software that someone has built. And when you have a phone, that is when you need it, you will download your WhatsApp software, you'll install it on your phone, and you will use it when you need it. When you don't need it, you would uninstall it, or if you stop using your phone, then you would stop using it. So many organizations and many companies and providers of IT offer their software in the form of cloud service or cloud-based service. So if you're a Microsoft partner, what you become is a provider who offers cloud solutions to our customers. And for that, Microsoft has built a platform where partners can own the end-to-end customer relationship with their customers. So all a customer will do is get in on the platform, they have been speaking to their customer and they know what the customer wants. All they'll say is this customer needs this solution for Microsoft, and they'll be able to say, we're provisioning this for the customer. We're going to add in our own services. You can manage your billing. You can bill your customer monthly if you want to. You can bill your customer annually. You can bill them quarterly or half yearly. So what we're doing with this, it's like, quote unquote, we've provided an Amazon of licenses, such that all we want to do is to give you the solutions and you determine how you want to offer the solutions to the customers, how you want to build them. You can add in your own services. You can say, look, I'm starting a company as Maria. I am going to focus on email. I have noticed that in Kenya, a lot of people are using Yahoo and Gmail to carry out their business. So how I'm going to build my business model is that I'm going to sensitize consumers on the importance of moving from freemium emails to paid for emails. And I'll show them what the security issues are. I'll show them how they can manage their subscription. And on top of that, I have a technical person who I pay maybe $500 a month, for example. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to offer a service to this SMEs, for example, on top of managing your email and maybe your operating service. Why don't you outsource your IT to me? So anytime your email is down, anytime you need, there's an issue with your hardware, I will charge you a fee per user per month for every time that I come in to do the troubleshooting. So that ensures that I am reselling my service, because the service that I can sell as an organization is the service of a sort of consultancy service that is focused on IT provision. So that's the kind of platform we want to offer, such that if I'm giving the customer a bill, I'll give him a bill for the email. Maybe the email is $5 per user per month. But on top of that, $5, I'm charging him $25 for the IT service management. So you'll notice for every $1 I'm making or I'm selling the Microsoft license, there's $5 of my own services that I'm selling as a partner. So we want to be able to provide a platform where you own the customer relationship, you offer the licenses, but on top of that, you can add in your own services and give the customer one bill. So I would imagine that a typical bill would say, look, your subscription for the operating system is this, your subscription for the email is this, I've added a customer relationship management system for this, that's the bill for the licenses, and anyway, that money goes to Microsoft. So you're not building a business where you just take money as a clearing and forwarding company to pay Microsoft, but we want you to retain some of the money. So on that bill, when you add the licenses, I would expect that the next line item would be a one-off installation, for example, because having a license is all well and good, but you need to be able to do the installation. So I would expect that the following line after the licenses would be, we're coming in for a one-off installation to install the licenses into your PCs. So every user, there'll be a cost for every user. And then on top of that, because remember it's a one-off, you get one check and that's it, because installation will happen once. Then on the third line, I would expect this is where you'd put in your services as a partner to say, look, I'm going to, there's a sort of outsourced IT, or I'm going to develop for you an application. And that would be a continuous cost that you would charge us as a partner. So even as they give you the one check for the license and for the one-off installation, you should ideally be getting a check every month or every quarter or every year for your own services as a company. So that is what the CSP, the Cloud Solution Provider platform, delivers to partners. So ideally, you can determine what you want to focus on your business. There are partners that focus on reselling licenses. I can tell you that those are partners that are not successful, because the maximum margin you can put usually is 3 or 4%. If you're building a business, you'd not be able to even recoup your cost of investment into setting up the business by just reselling a license. Our most successful partners are those that are able to build some technical capacity, which they can then resell to a customer, whether it's in the form of being able to outsource the IT from the customer, or up to building applications, or building software for that is bespoke for the customer. Our most successful partners are those that are just able to use the licenses to be able to offer their own services. So that's what our Cloud Solution Provider program is. It's just a platform which has been developed for partners to be able to access the licenses to resell them, and also just own the customer relationship by checking, okay, when are these customers' licenses due for renewal? We need to renew them on time. Have their requirements increased? Maybe we need to change their licenses. And that's what that platform enables you to do. So this specific slide speaks to what I was mentioning in the previous slide. CSP enables you to set your price and your terms and, you know, directly bill customers. You provision and manage the subscription for your partners and those are for your customers, sorry. And those are things that companies pay for. They pay, if I think of a 4-user company, there's no need to hire an IT person in-house. So then there's a requirement or assistance they may need to get an IT company to support them to manage their subscription and all other IT requirements. Is my Wi-Fi set up correctly with the printer, with what different users, who has what license, what do they do with it? And those are services that customers charge for. Then it also enables you to be the first point of contact for your customers, which is something also you can bill for. We do have partners that offer support as a billable. So if you make a phone call, there's an SLA, then you'd be able to pay the partner for that. So if you're looking at building a Microsoft partner business, then these are some of the benefits of working as a CSP partner. So you're able to create the cloud subscription for your customer, you'll set the price, and then you'll be able to place the order on behalf of the customer. And then this just enables you to give just a bunch of solutions and services to the customer at sort of just one bill and one service altogether. And CSP enables you to do that. So this talks to more of the CSP program. You will see you can create the subscription, sell. This is just a repetition of the previous slide, so I'll move on. This still speaks to some of the benefits and how it enables you, how CSP just enables you to dive deeper. When you're fully managing a customer's environment, then you're able to also you're also able to identify other solutions that a customer may need. When you're managing a customer's environment, then you're able to determine with the customer, okay, we notice you receive a lot of phone calls, but there's opportunities that there's a customer that called 3 months, but we forgot. And you can start to talk to the customer about maybe it's time for you to get a customer relationship management system, or everything that you're doing could be better solved if you had a mobile application. So that's the benefit of also working with, a cloud solution program. You have a platform where you sort of have a dashboard where you can look at, your customer's environment, say, this customer has these licenses. In our continuous discussions as we are managing their IT environment, this is a problem that keeps recurring. We keep getting phone calls, but they're unlogged. Sometimes the receptionist will not tell me this and this is happening. Or I got this inquiry for NAT from someone in Sweden. Things are falling between the cracks. I need a system that can help me. Now, the partner will recommend either your organization does not have such big requirements that you're going to get a full solution from Microsoft. What I can do is I can build, something small for you. And as you grow as a company, then maybe in future we can think of buying a Microsoft CRM solution or an ERP solution. So that's the benefit as a partner you offer to a customer. And as a customer, those are some of the benefits you can get from a partner. So for those that would be interested in selling Microsoft licenses and offering their own services, how do we sell? So there are 2 models for which you sell. The first model is a partner here signs a direct agreement with Microsoft where they resell to customers. Now, this type of model only works for partners that have a regional presence. For example, a telco. Safaricom can sign a contract like this with Microsoft because they have millions of customers. So even out of selling Microsoft licenses and not adding their own services, they could recoup their investment by putting in 1 or 2% of a margin. So you'll find that we have agreements like this with Etisalat in Dubai, we have with Vodafone, we have with other telcos, Cameroon or Orange in Cameroon rather. We have agreements like this where as part of their value-added services to their customers, they sell Microsoft licenses like emails or Office 365 to their customers. So this is ideally not for partners that have a few hundred or thousands of customers. You literally have to have millions of customers for you to break even and to be able to recoup your investment and sell directly to a customer. So in this kind of partnership would require you to put up a platform yourself, you do your own billing and all that kind of stuff, and there'll be no support from Microsoft. Ideally, this is for companies that are already in this kind of a model. An ISP, for example, would be ideal for this model. The model, though, that we recommend, and which is where all our partners sit in, is that Microsoft has signed a contract with an indirect provider. You can replace the word indirect provider with distributor. If you remember before, I spoke about a distributor. So Microsoft has signed agreements with several distributors in every region who then recruit partners. So for anyone who's in the audience who's an IT-focused company and looking at reselling Microsoft licenses, this is where you would fall, the indirect reseller. So what Microsoft has done with this provider is we've signed a contract with them and we incentivize them to build a platform, to build the billing and all that, and provide it for free to this indirect reseller. The only reason Microsoft has not done, is not the one providing this, is we do not have the capacity. Our core focus area is on building the solutions. So we work with a third party to provide this on our behalf to the indirect reseller or partner, who would be yourself or your company, and you now provide this to the customer. So this indirect provider or distributor will offer you the platform, they offer training, they'll help you navigate how do you start off your business, they constantly do training for sales, they do training for products, etc. So once, remember, we had registered as a Microsoft partner. So as you start the journey, the next thing to do is to identify one or several distributors that you can work with. We don't have any restrictions as to the number of distributors you can work with. Some will work with one, some will work with three. It depends on what you as a Microsoft partner are looking for from a distributor. Some will say, I want to have the option of working with three. I want to compare the prices. I want to compare the different trainings that the providers are offering. And based on that, I'll work with the three as I offer the solution to the customer. So this is where our focus is on the indirect provider model, where we have appointed organizations that build the platform, they offer the training and support on our behalf as Microsoft to the indirect reseller or the customer, or rather indirect reseller or partner who is working with the customer. So this is what the indirect provider, remember you can replace this indirect provider with distributor, what they do for you. They will build the support and billing platform so you do not have to build it. There'll be the commerce portal. Remember I talked about the Google for licenses. They will build this on our behalf. They'll offer business services and guidance. Okay, I'm doing my first quote to a customer. How should I bill it? What is the kind of margin I should put, etc. They will offer you flexible credit terms. We understand that sometimes you will sell licenses to a customer, but customers have, let's say, a 30-day payment period. So as you wait for the customer to pay you, you need to get a credit period with the distributor. So the distributor can offer you credit terms to enable to shield you not to just pay upfront, yet the customer has not paid you, so you can wait for the customer to pay you, then you pay the distributor. Then they also do training for you to ramp up. So for some of you, you're not very conversant with Microsoft solutions. You may be conversant with other vendor solutions like Google, Amazon, SAP, Oracle, and now you want to ramp up and understand how do I sell Microsoft services, or you can be completely new to the IT world. They will help you to ramp up. They will help you to focus. How do you invest? Do I get sales people first? Do I get technical people? Or I have technical people, but they are not trained, and I want you to support me in getting my technical people trained. They will help you that. They'll help you just how do you, it will enable you to evolve quickly if you're working with an indirect provider. That way you don't need to think about building a commerce platform or all that kind of stuff. They already provide that for you. All you need to think about is how do I go and get the customer? How do I build my own capabilities? How do I learn how to bill for my services, etc. And also it's quicker for you to become profitable because remember, unlike the direct partners, you don't have to build a platform. You don't need to build your own support, etc. You have the indirect providers to support you with that at no extra cost. So then it's easier for you to break even and move into profitability if you work with an indirect provider. Okay, so some of you may be wondering, so for those that are in East Africa, and that would be Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, Ethiopia, these would be the contact people that you could work with for this region. So there would be different contacts for the audience that's in Nigeria or West Africa. So there's a counterpart for almost every region. I have a counterpart in Nigeria covering English-speaking West Africa. I have a counterpart covering French-speaking West Africa. So please don't feel like you're left out. We can provide something similar like this for different regions. I'll just put you in touch with my different counterparts in the different regions. So for those that are in Kenya, and someone had asked a question earlier, who can I speak to for distributors? So I've put in here the contact details of our distributors for the region, and this is specifically East Africa region. And these distributors will offer you pricing, they'll offer you support as you ramp up in your Microsoft business, and they're authorized by Microsoft to represent us, and you can get your licensing and support from these distributors. I've also added in here a slide that talks more to the Microsoft Partner Network, which we started speaking on. When you get into your Microsoft Partner Network, if you've registered as a partner, then you'll find that we have a learning portal. That is where you'll access all the webinars on specific products. And we just don't offer training on products. We also offer training on things like selling. How do you sell? What's the kind of language that you use? We have presentation PowerPoints that you can use if you're having a customer presentation. We also have content on building a cloud practice, profitability, and all that kind of stuff. So I've put in just an additional slide here that with hyperlinks that can they will redirect you back to the Microsoft Partner Network site where you can get access to all this information. And I think I'm done on how then you can sell. So I'll take the additional questions, Phyllis.
Okay, thank you so much, Maria. Very detailed. And yes, still generating a lot of interest from the participants. So the next question I'll ask is from Faustina Mani. She's asking, could you give an example of products? And I don't know if this question has been answered already. Could you give an example of products SMEs may be selling or pushing in large volumes, especially in Kenya? I'm having a hard time trying to figure out what products I would be selling. I'm in the tech space.
Okay.
That's Faustina.
Okay. So that will take me back to this slide where I talked about what can you sell. So when you're referencing the slide, then this is one of the things that I'll tell you we sell. I think 70% of our business is around the first 3 lines. Microsoft email, because every company that is in business wants to get a corporate email. Email is always the first go-to. And even before email, I'll talk about a solution that Microsoft doesn't sell. If you're a partner, the first thing a company will need, they need a domain. The .itc, shetrades.co.org or .go.ke.co.ke is a domain. So if I'm looking at myself as a IT service provider, if I'm approaching you as a company, I'm like, do you have a domain? Because that domain then determines what email I should have. That domain is where I can host my website. So you would start with a domain. We don't offer domains as Microsoft, but companies like GoDaddy, I'm sure some of you have heard of GoDaddy. As a partner, you can buy a domain on behalf of your customer from GoDaddy. Then now you think about, okay, I can get an email from Microsoft. A customer wants to buy a PC. You want to make sure that they have a genuine copy of a Windows 10 license, and they want to collaborate. So that would be Office 365 and M365. And the biggest push for customers to move onto these solutions is security, because every company, no matter the size, is at risk of a security breach. And that's how you position it as a partner. So I would say that the first 3, the email, the operating system, and the productivity and collaboration suite are our fastest selling solutions. And the biggest competition you have there is piracy. Many people use cracked software. So they go online, they say, and cracked software is all well and good until you have a security breach and you try to log into your PC and, someone is asking you to give them Bitcoin, or you have to send money to a certain account for you to be able to access your PC. And majority of the reason why people pirate is actually because of lack of awareness, not necessarily that they want to pirate, but some people actually think the keys that they get online is actually genuine software. So the role that you play as a company offering IT services is sensitizing potential customers and clients on the risks associated with using non-genuine software, or even some of the brand risks of trying to do business, with a yahoo.com email or a gmail.com email. So that's part of the work that you have to do as a partner. One is to do the sensitization and the awareness, so that now once you've created the problem of made the customer aware of what the problem is, then you offer some of these solutions as a potential solution to address the challenges you've identified.
Oh, thank you for that. So the next question is from Gadoni Njoroge. She's focusing on cybersecurity.
Okay.
What Microsoft products do you have that can cater to this? Also, I was told that we can give Teams trial licenses, but don't see it on the list. What is the process for this? A lot of people want alternative to Zoom, and this could be it, but no info is readily available. That's from Gadoni.
Okay, thanks. That's a very good question. So let me handle the Teams question first. So the list I've shared here is not exhaustive. We have many solutions. It's not exhaustive. I just tried to pick the ones that are like top of mind when I'm thinking about a company. Teams is one of our productivity and collaboration solutions. The only reason I've not put Teams as a standalone, Office 365 and Microsoft 365 contain Teams. So Teams, you can buy Teams as a standalone because you're looking for I'm looking for just, a collaboration suite. So we do have Teams as a standalone. So you could go to our distributors and ask for, I'm looking for a license for Teams for 7 users for my customer. Or your customer could have more requirements. So Office 365, it's a suite. So a suite means it's a combination of different applications and solutions all combined into one. So you could take Teams as a standalone, or you could take it as part of a package. So then you can find that there are packages that have all the Word, Excel, PowerPoint, SharePoint, or document management system. So depending on the requirements, you could get Teams as a standalone, or you could get Teams as part of Office 365 or M365. So that's the only reason I didn't put it as a standalone. But Gadoni, Teams exists as a standalone or as part of Office 365 or M365. So we have different, up to 8 or so different Office 365 or M365 solutions for you to look at. Now, on your question on security, we do have security solutions. So our solutions that address cybersecurity issues would be, one, Windows 10 has inbuilt security. The second one would be M365 as well. So Microsoft 365 is a combination of Office 365 that you see here. So those are the collaborative suites, Windows 10, and a little bit of the Microsoft Enterprise Mobility Suite. So this is a combined suite. M365 also addresses cybersecurity because a component of Microsoft 365 is our Enterprise Mobility Suite, which is addresses cybersecurity. Then the third thing is I would highlight the Microsoft Enterprise Mobility Suite, EMS, that is completely on security. So I can provide you with information that is specific to security, and even on our Microsoft Partner Network membership, you can find details that are just specific to, I want to build a security practice. I don't care about collaboration or productivity, and I want to build a competency around security. As a partner, you can focus on cybersecurity as a practice on its own. So where you say, look, if it's about access through the operating system, Windows 10 will cover you. If it's around your emails and collaboration, I'm receiving this document from this person, I don't know if where they're sending it from. If it's secure, then you have M365, which has security components which will ensure that you can scan, isolate, and destroy those kind of attacks. Then you can have even a customer that is using Google or another solution, and you say, I'm going to add on the Enterprise Mobility Suite from Microsoft as the security solution of choice. Phyllis, next question.
Sorry, yes, next question. I was looking for that button.
No
so the
problem.
next question is from Juliana. And she's asking, as a startup SME, how do I get this customized email from Microsoft?
Okay, so I'm going to answer that question in assuming that they're looking at themselves as a customer. So what you do, you would get in touch with a Microsoft partner who would be able to sell you the email solutions. But remember, with the email, you'll have to have your own domain. So if my company is Kangaroo Limited, then you register a domain as kangaroo.co.ke, assuming, let's say it's a company in Kenya. Then once you have the kangaroo.co.ke, when you buy an email from Microsoft, you will be required to input the domain. So your domain would be kangaroo.co.ke. Then you can put in, let's say, maria@kangaroo.co.ke. So then that's with the domain, then you're able to get the email solution, and you can then customize the email for yourself. So we can put you in touch with a Microsoft partner that works with our SME customers.
Okay, thanks for that. Then we have another one from Faustina Money. She's asking, how do we access, from Faustina, how do we access the cloud platform for development, for developing my application? How much is it? Who owns the rights to the application developed on the cloud platform, me or Microsoft, or is it shared?
Okay, so for owning, that will always be Microsoft. Owning will always be you. The application you build is always yours. You're using the cloud platform just to develop, but all the IP belongs to you. We don't even have access to it, because all you'll do is that how I would say it for our Microsoft Azure platform is that you're literally renting space to develop an application. The application is your own IP. You register the IP, the source code. Remember, when you're building an application, you get the source code. So whether it's you who's building it or someone is building for you, what determines the ownership is the source code, and the source code always belongs to you. The source code would only belong to Microsoft if it's a Microsoft application. For example, if you're using Windows 10, the IP belongs to Microsoft. So you're renting it to use, but the Windows 10 IP belongs to Microsoft. I'll show you how this is Microsoft Azure. If you just type, can you still see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. So what I'm showing you is our Microsoft Azure platform. So there's no one-off fee. It's not a ready product. So think about it this way. If I have a warehouse on Mombasa Road is a place in Nairobi, Kenya, where we usually have a lot of warehouses. So you can go to an owner of a warehouse and tell them, I want to use your floor space to put up shelves, like a supermarket shelf, where I will be reselling my products to customers. So then the warehouse can charge you that, okay, I will only charge you the fee for putting your products on the shelf space. And every time someone buys something, I want a percentage or something of the sort. That's a sort of a model. Another way you can use the warehouse is that I just want to store the products. So we'll calculate for every square foot that you use, we will charge you a flat fee. And that's it. And for every month that you're there, we will charge you that flat fee. That is similar to how Microsoft Azure would work. If you're using it for storage, because you can use the Microsoft Azure cloud platform, you log in and you just store files, for example. You use it for storage. Maybe it's a school, and you say, we have files from 1970 something of all the students that have gone through the school. What we want to do is digitize these files and get rid of the hard copy files, or we're going to put the hard copy files in a warehouse somewhere, but we want a copy that we can access. So for the storage, you'll just be paid a flat fee every month. But if you increase, of course, the storage size, then for every X amount of storage, then you pay. So in that case, all you're doing is paying a flat fee. But if you use that cloud platform to host an application, like let's say you built your own WhatsApp, but every time that someone, because that storage is on the cloud, every time someone downloads something from that storage, then there'll be a small fee. So then there'll be the cost of the storage plus the fee to keep accessing the files. So when you think about Microsoft Azure, then there's different components that goes into pricing. So when you work with a partner, they will ask you specific technical questions around how much storage do you need, what are you going to be using, and then they will come up with an estimate of the cost per month, per year, for how much you would be required to pay. But storage, I think one of the most frequently used services on Microsoft Azure is storage and storage costs. I know a company that pays $300 a year. So it all depends on the size, what you're using the platform for, because it's not a plug and play product. it's a platform for you to use as you require. So someone might want to put up a server or a virtual machine. That will be a different cost from using it for storage. And there's training that we do for partners around how do you actually work with the Azure platform. But this is it. This is the website. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Maria, for welcome. The clarity. All right. So I think in the interest of time, we'll take 2 more questions. So if I had to choose a question, this is difficult. Somebody is asking, in the event, I want to have a Microsoft. This is from Galaxy Note 5. In the event, I want to have a Microsoft email. Am I able to offer my content from another email platform? Sounds like
What do you mean offer? Is it migrate?
In the event, I want to have a Microsoft email. Am I able to transfer my content from another email platform?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the answer is yes, and this is how it happens. So one of the services that our partners offer is that, for example, I may have been using Gmail, or I've been using Free Yahoo, or I've been using a different email provider. One that's common in Kenya is Zimbra. So one of the things that happens when you buy a Microsoft email, for example, we do something called migration. And that's actually something for those that are interested in becoming a Microsoft partner. The first thing that happens, part of installation means that you do a migration or a switchover. So one of the things they do, they take the files from the old mailbox and they archive them and they move to the new platform. So yes, it's possible to do that. Okay. And even the vice versa is possible. So you could be on a Microsoft email and look, you decide you want to move to Gmail or something or a different provider, then you actually move. That's possible.
Awesome. Okay, so from Caroline Gavi, who is asking, I'm interested in the ERP for resale as I'm in risk advisory. How do I get details of this system?
So I think for that, you need to get me your email. There's a different process of how we register our partners, but as a minimum, you must register as well on the Microsoft Partner Network website. But there's an additional step for the ERP and CRM partners because those are very technical solutions. So we take an additional step for those, and there's additional training required for those specific products. So you can, with my email, just write to me. I'll put you in touch with our Dynamics team who will take you through the registration process for specifically for ERP and Dynamics, and maybe a partner to look into. I'll tell you about a successful partner in Kenya, Impact Business Solutions. They do that. So you could want to look at Impact Business Solutions. They offer ERP and CRM solutions. So if you're just looking at what does a typical CRM ERP partner look like, this would be done. So you can look at some of their solutions. What do they do? And when you want to register, just email me. I'll put you in touch with the team that will take you through how you register as a partner.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Maria. I think that we can take one last one. We have some 2 minutes from Gafarti Group. Is it possible to connect the payment platform I use to transact on my e-coms platform to the EMS security solution? Please, what did you term as the Microsoft email solution?
So the Microsoft email solution is called the Exchange Online. We call it Microsoft Exchange Online. Please ask the first part of the question again.
The first part of the question is it possible to connect the payment platform I use to transact on my e-coms platform to the EMS security solution?
You should be able to. There could be APIs, but you may need to work with a Microsoft partner for that. We'll need to put you in touch with a Microsoft partner to just check for you what the technical requirements would be. But yes, they're usually APIs. Most systems will be able to speak to each other. All you need is an API in the back end to be able to connect the two. So that's another one we can take offline, and I can put you in touch with Microsoft partners that can do that for you, or offer advice on how to do that.
Okay, so thank you very much. I'm glad that this has generated a lot of interest. At ITC, we do realize that we want to be connectors, we want to be facilitators, whether you're in the tech space or non-tech space, just having the opportunity to listen in. You never know where the opportunities could be going. And I think Microsoft is a great partner to partner with. It's multinationals multinational all over the world. So we are glad that you have stayed, that you have asked the questions. I know not everything was answered, but we probably will come back to you with an email with the answer. I did capture all the questions. Even after the call goes off, I'll be able to email the questions perhaps to Maria to answer the last few, and we can email them to you directly. So for now, thank you very much, Maria, for being so great at articulating what it is you're doing and how it is we can connect. And with that, I think I want us to hand us back to Edison, who will do a quick poll and then he'll close the call.
Hi, thank you so much, Maria. This has been fantastic. I think you really broke it down it's very clear to understand. I myself have tried before this session to go, to go online to read up on all these, and I learned so much more and much more quicker through your presentation. So thank you so much for that. And
You're
everyone,
welcome.
I would just conduct a quick poll, if you don't mind. This will just take about 3 minutes. So could you all please answer the 3 questions that I've posed to you? It's a very quick one, just 3 short questions. It should appear on all of your screens now. So please keep them coming. We have about 95 participants, and we would ideally like 100%. That would be really nice.
Meanwhile, I'm typing my email on the chat.
Thank you so much, Maria. I also have a question, Maria. Do you have contacts from Microsoft in Bangladesh? Because we do have women joining us from the 4 Commonwealth countries in Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria, and Bangladesh.
Okay.
So would you have contacts for Microsoft in Bangladesh that we could share to the women-owned businesses?
I would have to find. I've not dealt with any of my counterparts in Bangladesh. Most of the information, actually, all the information will be the same. What will be different will be the distributors and who they can work with. So I can try and identify someone in Bangladesh and put them in touch with my equivalent there.
That's perfect. I think the polls coming in are great. It's 98%. They found it very helpful. And I think we have a very diverse group of participants. I would say it's 25% each for each of the 4 sectors in agribusiness, IT, textile and apparel, and tourism. So it's right smack in, a quarter of each sector. So I'll just open it up for another 30 seconds to 45 seconds. So ladies and gentlemen, please complete the short poll, and then we could call it a day. And I will be sharing the link to the recorded webinar, as well as the PDF file of the presentation with everyone. Please seek your patience in.
Can I answer 2 questions that I think are very important that I've just looked in on the chat? There's been a lot of inquiries from NGOs. So someone has asked, can NGOs become a partner? Yes, you can, but if that is your core business, if you're interested in offering technology solutions as part of your core business, then yes. But separately, I'd like to mention that for NGOs, we actually have subsidized pricing for NGOs. So as long as you're a registered NGO or an education institution, we actually offer our licenses at about 20% of the actual cost. So we don't charge NGOs at the same price that we charge governments and private organizations. So it's important for me to mention that because I noticed the word NGOs come up a lot. There's other questions around MCP, etc. Put my email there. I'll put you in touch with, for those that are struggling with some Microsoft Partner Network related issues, then you can do that. Hosting companies, you are perfect to be Microsoft partners. Absolutely encourage you to become Microsoft partners. Some have asked if the presentation will be available. I've already shared the details, the presentation with the team. They will share with you the PowerPoint. The only thing that's missing is my email, and I've put that in the chat. Back to you, Edison. Did I lose you?
Hello, Edison.
Hi. Okay. Then I thought it was me.
No, I can hear you.
Okay.
We lost him. I don't know. Caroline, are you there?
I'm here, sorry.
Okay.
Were you
Okay.
speaking to yourself?
I believe so. I just realized I was speaking when I was muted.
No, it's fine.
Apologies. So I've reposted Maria's email address. So I would seek everyone's consideration in just, keeping your questions short and collecting them into one email so that her inbox does not explode. So
Okay.
I'll be sharing the recorded link to everyone shortly. And thank you so much, Maria. Once again, it's a fantastic, and I think everyone
My pleasure.
And thank you, Phyllis, for joining us. And thank you, everyone. It's been a fantastic presentation. And we will look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks' time for the next session on the webinar series with Lawrence Muthonga from Microsoft. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day.
Likewise. Thank you all.